adding and subtracting, we need to be able to add and subtract numbers in mathematics without a calculator. Yes, calculators are great. There's a couple of reasons we might need to do it without a calculator. There's a few ways of doing this without a calculator. The method that we're really used to is called using an algorithm. Now, we're used to seeing that in words like computer algorithm. It just means a set of rules or steps for doing something. So we already know the set of rules or steps for adding together numbers or subtracting numbers, but we'll go over them. So my first example here, 439 plus 182. We know that the set of steps, the algorithm that we want to follow, says that we set out the sum with the matching place values lined up. So it's 439 plus 182, and the units column there lines up. We put a line under it, and we start from the smallest place value. In this case, it's the units. 9 plus 2. Well, 9 plus 2 is 11. We can only, of course, go up to 9 in any one place value. So we put our units down. 11 is one lot of 10 and one lot of units. 1 in the units. Carry the 1 over into the 10. So that's 1 extra 10 that we've got there. We now need to add 3 plus 8 plus that 1 that we've tacked up there. So we have 8 plus 3 gives me 11 plus 1 is 12. Again, that's put down the 2, the units in that case, 2 lots of 10s, and 1. We've then got the hundreds. 4 plus 1 plus the 1 that we have to carry up there gives me 6. I've got an answer of 621. That's the way we've learned to do it. That's an algorithm, and it's always going to work. Similarly for subtracting, finding the difference between two numbers, 314 minus 142. And we start from the units. 4 minus 2, nice and easy, I've got 2. 1 minus 4 I can't do. I've only got 1 in the tens column here, and I need to take away 4 lots of 10. So of course I borrowed. I did have 3 here. Take away 1 of those, leave 2, and move it to here, so I've got 11 in that column. 11 minus 4 gives me 7. 2 minus 1 gives me 1. Got an answer of 172. So those are the algorithms to use when we're adding or subtracting numbers. The other option we have is using some mental strategies to add or subtract our numbers. There's something that's very handy when we're talking about adding, and that's the fact that we can add numbers in any order. That's called the commutative law. So we can add numbers in any order. It doesn't work for subtracting, only for adding. So 3 plus 4 is the same as 4 plus 3. They're both 7. I can also rearrange with more than 3 numbers. So if I have 12 plus 7 plus 8, I might look at that and realize that 12 plus 8 is going to be nice and easy. and give me a nice round number, which I can then add to 7. So I rearrange to make it 12 plus 8 plus 7. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 7 is 27. It's a lot easier that way for me than doing 12 plus 7, which gives me 19, and then working out 19 plus 8 is 27. You can do it either way. Sometimes rearranging is pretty helpful. We can't do that rearranging if we're subtracting. 4 minus 3 is not the same as 3 minus 4. Does not work for subtracting. So the fact that I can rearrange can make things a lot easier for me. So sometimes if you're adding, look to see if rearranging will help. Sometimes we can just do mental sort of grouping, which is almost exactly what we do with our algorithm. So if I have to do 247 plus 121, I can break that down. 247 plus 121, I've got 200 plus 100, so I'll deal with the hundreds, and I've got 40 plus 20, and I've got 7 plus 1. So I've just broken each number down, 247, 121, into their different place values, and as long as none of these go up over 9 in a spot, I'm going to have 368. It's almost exactly what I did up here in my algorithm. Dealt with the units, the tens and the hundreds, but sometimes it's quite easy just to do mentally. We can do this with subtraction as well. 85 minus 22. Now it gets a little bit trickier here. You have to remember that 80 is 80 plus 5. Sorry, 85 is 80 plus 5. And taking away 22 is take away 20 and take away another 2. And 80 take away 20 is 60. 5 take away 2 is 3. I'm left with 63. We need to be a little bit careful when we're doing that, so we don't get mixed up with what we're taking away. 85 was 80 plus 5. Take away 22 is take away 20, take away another 2. So we can split up numbers to make it easier to add or subtract. We can also sometimes compensate. If we're really close to adding or subtracting a nice easy number, so for example, I've got 134 plus 29, it's really easy to add on 30 there. If I added on 30, 134 plus 30, I'd get 164. To get this one to be 30, I've just got to add 1. So as long as I take away 1, afterwards, I'll get the right answer. So let's add on our 1. 134 plus 30, and then take away 1. 134 plus 30 is 164. Take away the 1, 163. So all I've done is I've looked at that 29 and said it's going to be really easy. If that's 30, add on the 1 to make it easy. Take away the 1 to get our right answer. We can compensate when we're subtracting as well. Add or subtract something to make it a bit easier, and then do the reverse. So if I've got 322 and I want to take away 40, it's a little bit tricky, but think about it as, well, what if it was 320 take away 40? I've taken off 2 to make it easy. 320 take away 40. I'll mentally put back my 2 after I've done the easy sum. So 320 minus 40 gives me 280, and I've got the 2 there, 282. Now I could always do any of these with a calculator or with a written algorithm, and I know I'm writing this down here, but I don't need to. So these little tricks are ways of doing something quickly in your head if we don't have calculator or pen and paper. Sometimes we can look for patterns where we can double things. So if I have to do 35 plus 37, I look at that and realize, well, 37 is pretty close to 35. That's like having 2 lots of 35 and that extra 2. 2 lots of 35 is 70 plus 2 is 72. So just mental little tricks that help us do things.